I really wanted to shoot those hyperlapses with the DJI Air 3S and get that really smooth motion blur. Well, Freewell have sent me these ND filters, and this pack actually has an ND 128 in it. So during the daylight, I can bring that shutter speed way down to get that smooth motion blur. And they've actually given me the UV filter and a glow mist one, and I do keep the UV filter on all the time just to cut glare and protect the lens, which is really handy. But right now, let's go shoot some hyperlapse. I've got a perfect little place to launch just down here. There's a park hidden away behind all these houses that's hardly ever used. Not many people know about it, and it's not far from where the main road and roundabout is, so I can sit well back, use a 70mm lens and get that hyperlapse shot. I'm just going to fit the ND 128 now, and that'll let me get the lowest possible shutter speed, and then we'll get airborne. Go to our little square, and we're going to go down to hyperlapse. And let's go into those manual settings. The ISO right down so we can get the shutter as low as we can. I think we'll get away with 1/4 of a second. Let's punch in on that zoom lens, and then you can see here we've got the different parameters. So I've got 2-second intervals, 5 meters per second speed, give us a 5-second clip.
Video created successfully.
Well, that's good. That's its max it will do. 1/3. Now you will have noticed that due to the light changing because of the clouds moving over, it's going to affect.
Created successfully.
Thank you. It's going to affect our final product. So this time I'm going to put the ISO at its max lowest, and then just adjust the shutter so that is on auto. So I'm going to allow that to vary. I'm going to push the exposure compensator up, so I go on the brighter side rather than darker side, so I can reduce the shutter as much as possible. And then this time we had that at 3 meters per second. Let's go the opposite way to 1 meter per second. Adjust it down to a 3-second clip. We don't need them to be as long. And okay, and let's fire that off.
Video created successfully.
So we can always quickly check these on site to see the cached images. Perfect examples. Right, let's get the baby back. Ooh, that was brilliant. It's fresh out there. It's, what is it, 2 degrees. It was 1 degree earlier, so it's got warmer. beautiful and sunny though. Nice and warm in this truck though. Well, pretty cool results, eh? Really enjoyed that. Now, these are really clever little filters actually, because they've got two different grades here. This is actually an N8 and this will be an N16, and that's because the two lenses on the Air 3S are different. One's 2.8, the other's 1.7. So if you flick from one lens to the other when you're in manual, then your exposure is going to be out, whereas this balances the exposure for both. So that's really clever. I don't know why DJI don't make theirs like that. It seems crazy to me. So really useful to have this in your pack. And of course, when it's going up to 128, which again the DJI ones in their pack don't, then you can start to play around with this crazy motion blur. Now, just to remind you, when you're doing other daytime filming and you want to get this motion blur, you want to follow the 180 rule. So if you're shooting at 25 frames a second, you want the shutter to be 1/50, 1/50th. And the way to work out which ND filter you want, just to quickly do the maths. If in manual mode, the natural exposure says the shutter should be, let's say, 1/400, and you want to reduce it, so you halve it. So 1/400 to bring it down to 1/200 is one stop, and then 200 to 100 is two stops. 100 to 50 is three stops. So that's N2, N4, N8, you put an N8 filter on, etc, etc. So that's just quickly the maths when you're trying to work out what's going on here. But lesson over. I hope you enjoyed that video. I'm hoping you learned some stuff. If you want to see more videos on the Air 3S, there's a playlist over there. And please subscribe to this channel. Show me the love by clicking the link up there.